Okay, let's go ahead and make your own gun. I'm going to speed up this part of the video because it really doesn't matter what kind of gun you're gonna make. You can even just put a box. Now that's the time to make our grappling gun. So the gun that I made has 3 boxes without colliders, and the gun itself has rigid body and box collider. It's just 1 box collider and 1 rigid body. And I just put some wall and boxes all around to just make something like a table and a wall. Now go to the gun and add a component called XRGrab Interactable, which gives you everything that you need to grab an item. And if you don't change anything, just hit play, you will see it works properly and there is no problem, but there is a small problem and which we will fix it after. If you grab the gun, just aim on the gun and press on the grip button, you will see the gun comes to your hand, but it has a bit problem. You will see this is not in the right position that you grab the gun, so we're gonna fix this one. Go to the gun and create an game object, empty game object, and put the grab position and put it to wherever you want to grab this gun. And go to the gun, go to the script, XRGrab Interactable, and attach transform, grab the grab position and drop it right here. Now you can grab the gun much better. Hit play and try it one more time. The piano that you hear on the background is my sister, she's playing piano. This grappling gun that we are making has a bullet. This bullet is a game object and we are going to set this bullet in front of our gun. So create an empty game object, change the name to barrel and move it right in front of the gun. This is going to give us the position that the bullet will respawn. Now that's the time to create our bullet. Create an empty game object, change the name to bullet and design it. I'm going to just speed up this part because it really doesn't matter the shape of your bullet. When you finish the design, we're reaching the point which is really fun. I mean, code, guys. We have to start coding, create 2 empty scripts, one of them gun and the other one bullet. Put the bullet script into bullet and the gun into gun. Now I'm going to show you guys how I think while I'm coding. Open the gun script and what the gun does. You can fire with the gun. So just make a function called fire and make it public because we want to access it from the outside. When we press on the trigger, we want to fire the bullet. Now come back to Unity, go to XRGrab Interactable to Interactable Events. Scroll down a little bit, go to Active, plus grab the gun and drop it right here. Open no function, choose the gun and fire. And right now, if we press on the trigger, we call this function. Just to test, put debug.log and just say hi and that's it. Save and come back to Unity and test it out. Now grab the gun. And I'm just gonna shrink this window to see the console. You see the hi a little bit on the bottom, but let me show you more. You see on the console, if I press on the trigger, you see hi, 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 and that's it. And when everything works properly, that's the time to work on this fire function. So as this gun is going to launch the bullet, we need to have an access to the bullet. So that's why we create a public game object and call it bullet game object. The thing that I do every time I make a header for every object that I make, it helps you in the future when you come back to your code and it's easier to figure out what exactly you did. So make a header and put it bullet info. So the thing that we need right now is the position of this bullet. So create another variable transform and call it bullet transform, which Visual Studio 22 helps you a lot to figure out what name you want to choose. It's kind of scary, but I like it a lot. Go to the start function and cache the value. In the fire function, we want to set the bullet into barrel position. So create another transform variable and call it barrel. So on the fire function, the first thing that we do is the bullet transform the position is equal to the barrel position. So the next thing that we need is the rigid body of the bullet, because we are going to add a speed to the bullet when we shoot the bullet. So that's why we create another variable rigid body and call it bullet rigid body. We cache it in the start, and then the fire we go bullet.velocity is equal to barrel forward, which gives us the direction of the Z axis, time bullet speed. If you and you have to just make the another variable float and go public float bullet speed and save and come back to Unity. First go to bullet and add rigid body. Next open the gun, go to the gun script and fill up everything that you need. For example, this bullet game object, we need to grab just bullet, drop it right here. For the bullet speed I go with 100, you can choose whatever you want. And the barrel, just go to the gun and grab the barrel and drop it right here and everything is good. Hit play and let's see what's going on. Grab the gun and start shooting. The function works properly, but there is something weird is happening to the gun, to the bullet, sorry. The bullets sometimes go through the wall, sometimes they hit the wall, and let's fix this one first. So let's explain what exactly is happening right now. In Unity, when it has a lot of speed, passes through other objects without detecting the collision. Because by default, collision detection is discrete in rigid body. You have to change it to continuous or continuous dynamic if your object moves too fast. In this case, your bullet doesn't go through anything anymore. That's it. Hit play and test it out. So the next thing is when the bullet hit the wall, we want to make a joint between the bullet and the wall. But before go to the code to make a fixed joint, I'm going to show you an example at how does it work. Now I'm going to show you what is this fixed joint. Duplicate it and change the name to test or something and add the joint, fixed joint. As all of the joints in Unity works with physics, if you want to join to any object, the object that you want to join with has to have a rigid body. The object that you see, the wall, I just set it to is kinematic, that's why it doesn't move anymore. Go to the bullet test and grab the object that you want to join with and grab and drop it to the connected body. Now hit play and now you will see the bullet that we made with the fixed joint works properly. Now if you come back to the scene and change the position of the wall, you will see the bullet follows the wall because of the fixed joint. That's what we want. We saw what is fixed joint and now we are going to do it into the code. Now we can use onCollisionInter in this point, which gives us the information about the object that we collide with, such as rigid body and the object and everything, and also it gives us the point that the collision happened. With this information we can easily create our joint. But before we create the joint, we are going to check which item that I'm collide with. In this point I'm going to use tag, which is really simple. And I'm going to make an if condition and I'm going to say if we have any collision to the object with the tag wall, then create the joint for us. Otherwise don't create any joint. Create a private variable and call it fixed joint. Now on the CollisionInter, if we collide with something with the tag wall on it, we are going to add this fixed joint to the bullet. As you remember, fixed joint need a connected body, which is equal to simply collision.gameObject get component rigid body, which gives us the rigid body of the object that we collide with. Save and come back to Unity, grab the gun, and now you will see it doesn't work because we forgot to add that tag to the wall. So go to the wall and create another tag, go to the plus and go wall and come back to the wall and change the tag to wall and now hit play. Now you will see the bullet stick to the wall by this fixed joint beautifully. Now we can attach to the wall, but we have to get rid out of it because the bullet's going to stick over there and in some point we have to destroy this fixed joint. Go to the gun and make another function and call it cancel fire. I don't know, just make whatever you want. Before we go to this function, create a property and call it whatever you want. We just want to say in which state we are. Either we press the trigger or not. These are two states. In the fire function, when we shoot the bullet, shoot it is true. And the cancel fire shoot is false, which is going to give us in which state we are. As we're going to destroy this fixed joint, create another function and destroy the fixed joint. In order to destroy a component, you can just simply go with destroy and call the component, and that's it. Save and come back to your gun. In the gun, we need to have an access to the bullet script to call that function called destroy joint. That's why we create another variable called bullet and change the name to bullet script, then cache the variable. Now I'm going to tell you add component, get component, destroy an object, instantiate any object. These are really heavy for Unity. That's why it's better to put them in the start function, which is the first frame of the game. That's why you will see in any game that you play, when you hit a start, it takes like 5 seconds or 1 minute to reload the scene. That's why they're like instantiating or adding components or everything that it's really heavy in the first frame. That's why it takes a bit longer. So in order to bring back the bullet in the cancel fire, when we release the trigger, we are going to call the bullet script destroy the joint. That's how the bullet pulls back to us. Now that's the time to call this cancel fire into the XR grab interactable events. Scroll down to deactivate it. Grab the gun script and drop it right here and call these cancel fire. And in the cancel fire, we call this destroy joint, which destroyed the fixed joint for us, and the bullet can come back to the gun. Let's go ahead, save it, and come back to Unity. Hit play and test it out. There you go guys, grab the gun and you think it's gonna work and it doesn't work, and it happens every time when you program anything. You think it's gonna work and it doesn't work. I didn't delete this part of the video, I just want to show you how I debug when I have a problem like this. So take a look at the Spectre to see what is going on. Stay with the play mode and check everything. Go to the bullet, and as you see we have the fixed joint. The fixed joint works properly. And the problem is the other function that we have to destroy the fixed joint, it doesn't work. And we are going to figure out what is going on in here. So I think when we destroy the joint, because we don't change the position of the bullet in front to come back to the in front of the bullet, it attached to the wall again one more time. Because the bullet is right there. When we destroy the joint, and they are still colliding to each other, and they make again another joint. That's why the bullet stays over there. Now we are going to see if I'm right or not. So in order to fix this problem, I'm going to use update function into the gun, and I'm going to set the position of this bullet when we are not shooting, in the state of not shooting anything. Brings back the bullet and put it right in front of the gun. So if we are not shooting, when this one is false, we go the bullet transform dot position is equal to barrel position. Now I'm going to test it one more time to see if it works. Now grab the gun, hit to the wall, and release the trigger, and now you see the bullet pulls back to the barrel position. And tried many times, and now I found another bug. As you see, even if I shoot on top, the bullet is stuck on that specific point, and it really doesn't matter where I'm aiming, the bullet is stuck over there. So let's go ahead to see what is the problem again. But before fixing it, I'm going to fix one small thing, that the bullet, did you see it was like rotating crazy in front of the gun? I'm going to fix that one first. So just duplicate this one, and bullet transform dot forward is equal to barrel dot forward, and that's how this bullet stays with the direction of barrel. Hit play, and now you will see the bullet and the barrel, they have the same direction, and it is much better right now. But still we have that problem, so let's figure out what is going on. Don't get out of the game, just pause the game and go to the bullet, and as you see here we have still one fixed joint which is still here and we didn't destroy it. Now we just need to figure out why we couldn't destroy this fixed joint. So I'm going to run the game one more time, and I'm going to take a look at the inspector to see what is going on the bullet. And as you saw, we create two fixed joints at the same time. And that's the problem. We can just destroy one of them and the other one stays over there and make this stupid problem. There you go guys, that's the problem. When I made this bullet, I put two different cubes with two different colliders, and when we hit the wall, we create two different fixed joints. And we only destroy one of them, and that's why the other joint is still there, and now you will see the bullet stays on the wall and then these stupid things happening. So delete one of those colliders and keep the other one. And make sure guys you're not in the game mode, because everything that you do will disappear when you go out of this game mode, which happened to me many times, and I lost a lot of work when I figured out I was in the game mode. So redo the whole thing if you were in the game mode. Run the game and test it one more time, and now you will see we don't have this problem anymore. Okay guys, this video was long enough. I'm going to stop the video right now, and in the next video we are going to see, first we create the function in the gun and we test the spring joint. And we test the spring joint, we change the value and we find a best value for our player. When we found the values, everything was fine. We create a very simple map at the end and we test our grappling gun with two guns. I was working on this grappling gun for almost 3 weeks and I made a video for only 1 hour. So if it was so complicated for you guys, or if you couldn't figure out what is going on, just watch it again and pause the video many times, and that's it. Don't worry, just watch it again. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next video. Take care.